Have you ever wondered, what if an ordinary man suddenly fell through the cracks of time? What if history wasn't just something written in books, but something you could walk through, touch, and even change? This is the story of Arman, a simple young man whose life turned into a journey across the greatest empires of human history. A story of courage, tragedy, and discovery. A story that proves sometimes the past is never really gone. Chapter 1. The discovery. Arman was not a hero. He was not a scientist, not a warrior, not a king. He was just, ordinary, a bookseller in the narrow streets of Lahore. One rainy evening, as he was closing his small shop, he noticed something strange. An old, rusty pocket watch, its surface engraved with symbols he had never seen before. It wasn't ticking, yet when he held it, he felt something stir inside him. He wound it once, and suddenly the world began to spin. The rain froze midair, the clock in his shop stopped ticking, and in the blink of an eye Arman vanished. Chapter 2. Ancient Egypt. When Arman opened his eyes, the desert sun blinded him. He stumbled forward, and saw giant pyramids rising against the sky. He was in ancient Egypt. The air smelled of sand and incense. Priests in white robes walked past carrying offerings. A caravan of slaves dragged massive stones toward the pyramid. Arman could hardly breathe. Before he could understand what was happening, guards surrounded him. "Who are you, stranger? You wear no clothes of Egypt." Dragged before the mighty Pharaoh, Arman realized he was witnessing a civilization thousands of years old. The Pharaoh looked at him with suspicion. "Speak, are you a spy from another kingdom?" Arman stammered, "No, I am just a traveler." The court erupted in laughter, but the Pharaoh's eyes narrowed. He ordered Arman to be tested, thrown into the desert with no water. If the gods willed, he would survive. Arman thought he was doomed, but as he stumbled through the sands, the mysterious pocket watch glowed again, and in an instant the world dissolved. Chapter 3. The Roman Empire. Arman awoke to the deafening roar of a crowd. Stone walls towered around him. A spear landed at his feet. He was standing in the middle of the Colosseum of Rome. Gladiators in armor clashed around him. Blood stained the sand. The emperor sat high on his throne, cheering the battle. Before Arman could escape, a gladiator swung his sword at him. He ducked, barely surviving. The crowd roared with laughter at the coward. A kind gladiator named Marcus pulled him aside. "Stay close if you want to live." Together, they fought in the arena. Arman, trembling, picked up a broken spear and defended himself. For the first time, he felt the rush of survival. After the match, Marcus whispered, "The Empire is powerful, but it will not last. Remember this, stranger. Glory fades, but humanity endures." Before Arman could ask more, the pocket watch glowed once again, and Rome faded into dust. Chapter 4. The Mughal Empire. Arman opened his eyes to the fragrance of roses. He found himself in the royal gardens of Mughal India. The year was 1590, and before him stood Anarkali. She was more beautiful than words, dressed in red silk, her eyes filled with sorrow. She was meeting Prince Salim in secret, whispering words of love beneath the moonlight. Arman realized he was witnessing the forbidden love story of Salim and Anarkali. But suddenly soldiers stormed the garden. Emperor Akbar's men, the lovers, were caught, and chaos erupted. Anarkali's eyes met Arman's for a brief moment. She whispered, "If love survives, remember us." And just as she was dragged away, the pocket watch pulled Arman through time again. His heart ached. He had seen history's greatest love story, not in books, but with his own eyes. Chapter 5. World. WER Roman 2. The sky thundered with explosions. Planes roared above. Arman covered his ears as bombs fell around him. He was in World War Roman 2. Soldiers ran past with rifles, shouting orders. A young soldier, barely 18, fell beside him, bleeding, terrified. Arman tried to help, but the boy grabbed his hand. Tell me my sacrifice will mean something." Arman's throat choked. He wanted to promise, but before he could, the boy took his last breath. Tears filled Arman's eyes. War was not glory, it was horror. The pocket watch began to glow once more, and pulled him away. Chapter 6. The return. Arman landed back in his shop. The rain continued as if nothing had happened. The clock on the wall ticked again, but Arman was no longer the same man. He had walked through the sands of Egypt. He had fought in Rome. He had witnessed forbidden love in the Mogul court. He had cried in the trenches of World War Roman II. He looked at the pocket watch, now silent. Was it broken, or had it given him a gift? Arman realized the truth. History is not just the past. It is alive within us. Every love, every battle, every sacrifice. It shapes who we are today. He placed the watch back in his shop's glass case and whispered, maybe one day, someone else will find you and history will breathe again. Outrow, and so ends the story of Arman, the lost traveler. A man who was ordinary until history chose him, a man who proved that sometimes the greatest journeys are the ones we never planned because history is not behind us, it is within us.